So the next number on my Guilty Pleasures Containment Marathon was number 11. And that's, my personal favourite from that series is episode 8, The Witchfinders. Now this one was recent enough that I did actually do a review of it when it first aired, back in 2018. However, as I said, it was back in 2018, and the series at the time was still ongoing, so I was still kind of holding back, so like, maybe, we'll see how the rest of the series does. But in the 2 years since it's aired, I feel now it's a good time to revisit it. So, The Witchfinders, the 8th episode of Series 11, first debuted on the 25th of November 2018. And then it's the Doctor, played at this point by actress Jodie Whittaker, and her companions Graham O'Brien, Ryan Sinclair, and Yasmin Khan, played by Bradley Walsh, Tosin Cole, and Mandip Gill, end up in the fictional village of Bilehurst Crag, which is overlooked by the real-world location of Pendle Hill, in the year 1612. And unfortunately, this is at the height of the witch hunts. The Stuart era, the reign of King James I, and it's the height of witch hunts, in that they even witness a witch trial of Mother Twiston being ducked. Being ducked by essentially one of her nieces. Becca's, the landowner overlooking it all, Becca Savage, played by Siobhan Finneran, is, well, she's pretty much what you expect for this time period. She believes everything is the work of Satan, and she believes that she is in the right by sending people to their deaths so that the land may be purified. And when the Doctor tries to stop her, they are also introduced to King James, played by Alan Cumming. And I have to say, it's wonderful to see Alan Cumming join the Whoniverse. I mean, he's one of those actors who I personally don't know him in that many things. I mean, I know he had a part in Son of the Mask and Spy Kids 3. He's one of those actors that when he pops up, you know he's going to be a good time. And apparently he was so popular playing King James that there was a bit of a clamour for a while for a spin-off based on King James, which I can kind of see. I don't know if I would have been entirely on board, but I can see why people would think that. Now, aside from those two, you've also got the appearance of an actress named Tilly Steele, playing a character named Willa Twiston, the woman who, essentially a cousin of Becca, who they've just seen their grandmother ducked, and when we see events happening around Willa, you're thinking, oh, maybe she is a witch, but then when the Doctor scans her and stuff, and then they find that she's completely normal. It's just a completely weird set of circumstances. Now, the one thing I will say about this episode, while the characters are all great in it, the one thing I will say about it is the plot is a little, predictable. And I say that in the kindest way I can, because when Jodie Whittaker was revealed as the Doctor, that was great. And then when they announced that there was going to be an episode focusing on the witch trials, it seemed, as I said in my original review of it, which I'll post a link down to my original review of this episode, but I think I said the same at the time, that when it was announced there was going to be an episode based on the witch trials, it seemed fairly safe to assume that the Doctor was going to be accused of being a witch. Like, okay, you've given the Doctor a new female form, there's going to be an episode based on the witch trials, yeah, the Doctor's going to be tried as a witch. I'm sorry, it's just going to happen. To which it does, but then they don't focus on it for very long, and they actually do give a lot of what's the word? They do it properly. They don't play it up for humour or play it up for horror aspects. They do actually do it quite. I'm blanking on the word for it, but they do it quite respectfully, and even towards the end with the demons that come out of the ground, the Morax, which turns out to ultimately be what's behind everything, they do it. it is quite a nice thing to see. So yeah, I thought I may have been a little bit skating over at the time, kind of just wondering what the rest of Series 11 would hold, but The Witchfinders I actually do feel is a decent episode, and I feel that it's one that's often overlooked. Well, I think the best episode of Series 11 is probably Rosa, and I've heard some people say, give arguments for Kablam, which I think is another contender for a personal favourite, or It Takes You Away, which I personally felt was a bit weird. But I think The Witchfinders is an episode that's easily overlooked, and I feel it's a good one. Anyway, that's why it's made my personal favourites marathon for 2018 and for Series 11. Anyway, the next number up on my list is number 7, and that'll lead us to Dinosaurs on a Spaceship and Nightmare in Silver. What I think of those? Well, I have to wait and see for them. Anyway, until then, see ya.